shop. So it's February. Welcome back. Hope you're still tuning in. But today we got the trailer hooked up to the GX, and as many of you know, the Banana, the yellow car, has definitely seen better days. It's been fighting some rot pretty much since I bought the car. And we're at a point where a lot of us on the team are starting to do cages and whatnot. It's not the car to cage. So right now we're going to pick up a shell. All right, so we have landed at the Matari shop. So yeah, I haven't really posted too much about what we're reshelling into. I've tried to keep it not really a secret, but it's only really been posted on my story. So if you follow the late notice and our stories and Alex's story, he won this vert with a 1JZ swap in it, and he snagged the JZ, popped it in the coupe. So coupe's gonna make a bunch of jam. Johnny's got the Type R over here, but we're snagging this. And comment below what you think the swap is gonna be, because I haven't officially said what it's gonna be, but that's a JZ. And yeah, we're gonna snag this thing today. We're bringing it over to the Eurodrive shop actually, and dropping it off there. And oh, nice, Tim and Doug pulled up with the drift cars right here. Definitely manifesting what I'm trying to make this. I don't have a wing on this yet, and I definitely want a wing on this. And as you can see, it's multicolored, as most 240s start a great journey. Fellas, we officially own a 240. But as you can see in the back here, we got a whole bunch of car parts. We got over fenders, we got a front bumper, all the gaskets to redo the M42, oil, fuel pump, whole bunch of good stuff. So yeah, as you know, we are swapping chassis from the old trusty Banana E36 because unfortunately she is too far rotted to save and put a cage in it and be a safe track car. So we bought an S13 vert and gonna be doing some fun stuff to it. So yeah, if you I guess I'll just tell you the drivetrain. We're gonna be putting the M42 from the 318 in the S13, so that'll be fun. I'm actually going there right now, so I'll catch up with you in a second and explain a little more in detail. As you can see, we have a multicolored vert. I tried to take an intro video the other day, but took it on my phone, so it didn't come out great. But yeah, this is the new chassis. That's what we're gonna try to make it look like. Just gonna put an M42 in there. But all right, so currently sitting in the new 240, new. And so some cool things about it. It's got the wiring specialties, like wiring and everything already in here, so it's kind of neat. We got majority of the interior panels. I don't know exactly what I'm missing, but yeah, super hyped on the new chassis. I'm slowly piecing it together. I have a new glove box for it. I have the cover for the vert motor. I got over fenders because, as you can see, it's already chopped up for them. So here they are. They're nothing too fancy currently. Just gonna be rocking these for probably the season. We got some white fenders. We got front bumper on. Got the little spat thing. I gotta find the other one because I guess it was with the car the day that I picked it up, but I can't seem to find it. So yeah, I don't really know what's going on there, but honestly, everything lines up pretty well on the tube front end, so I'm hyped about that. I just threw a couple little M6 screws in there and good to go. But yeah, it definitely needs a lot of work. The drivetrain part is gonna start fairly soon. If you've watched other videos, you know I have a spare M42 that's just been chilling in the driveway for a very long time, so I don't have the key. But yeah, we're gonna use that spare M42. We're gonna use the spare transmission, pop the engine in there. Nice, got some other interior bits. Yeah, I'm literally, oh nice, there's the other interior spot, or the bumper spot I was talking about. So nice, we got matching spats. Yoink. Nice. Yeah, but comment if you're excited for the build. I will definitely be posting a lot more of this. Probably post a few more videos throughout the day, but yeah, just digging through, and I don't even know what some of this stuff is. As you know, if you watched my videos before, I'm an E36 fella. We got E36s surrounding this S13. They're not mine, but huge shout out to Eurodrive. He's the one who has been making this happen. He's letting me put the S13 here for the time being because my parents said no more cars at home. So yeah. But yeah, the plan is get this all prepped, painted, get mounts going, and put the good to go M42 in here and have Brendan help out, do some wiring, and try to make that happen, because theoretically it shouldn't be too bad of a swap. The people do M50 swaps all the time using E34 pans. Same idea, we're going to do M42 using an E30 pan. So both our front sump should clear the subframe, and just got to make some custom mounts, some custom wiring, and figure out how to make any sort of, I don't know what we're gonna do about gauges and all that. Well, I guess gauges, the fuel gauge works, which is the main priority, but the like TAC and speedo, I don't know how we're gonna get them to communicate with the S chassis. I'm gonna hit up some people who have done M50 whatever, or yeah, M5X, S5X into an S chassis, because there's actually a couple guys local. I don't know if he's really posted publicly, so I'm not going to name drop him, but someone's building a super sick S52, S14, so gonna hit him up, see what he's doing about the speedo and TAC. I would assume he's probably going with one of those custom like Haltech or whatever dashes, which may end up being the route I go. I'm not opposed to it, other than it costs a lot of money, and yeah, it's literally going to cost like twice as much or 3 times as much as I paid for the car. So I don't know, we're going to kind of wing it and see where we go. And yeah, once I get it running, then the pretty much immediate plan is cage it, because right now this is just like a bolt-in, not something you would want to be tandeming 4 cars deep with, because as it is, I'm a little nervous to be going from a car with a hardtop over its head to a vert. But yeah, once we cage it, shouldn't be too bad, because then you got all the crash protection around you. It's just, you hope no flying parts come, but you're wearing helmets, so it should be a great time. It's got these sick door cards on it, so some harnesses. I don't know if these are within any sort of spec. I would assume so. The guy actually did drift at Lock City for a while. It had a JZ in it, so if it looks familiar to any local Connecticut people, it did drift there for a while. It had the JZ that Alex put in the vert, or sorry, the JZ that Alex put in the coupe out of the vert, in his car. And yeah, it used to be fully, I feel like it was a different color than gray. I never noticed a gray one, but I could be wrong. It could have been gray the whole time and I just never actually saw it on the track. So, good car. All right, and that is gonna conclude the 240 part of this video. I might add in some E36 content because I am going home to actually work on the Banana, but pretty much just put the interior somewhat in. This definitely is not sitting correctly, but just wanted to kind of like mock everything up and get it looking somewhat presentable. Even though I might have to take it back apart. I don't really know how we're gonna make the dash and all the tack and whatever work, as I was mentioning in the other clip, but we'll worry about that once we get there. This is a, I think, single cam power steering hose, which we may end up using with the M42 swap, but yeah, we're gonna figure that out once we get the motor mounted in there and do some mock-up. But pretty much was just putting the fenders on and the bumper spats and measuring the overs, making sure that either these did or didn't line up, which they don't. So, is it not closing? There we go. Yeah, gonna see what the best route to go about filling these is. Probably weld and then sand it down. But we are painting the cars, so that really doesn't matter too much. We'll do that if we have to. And then probably just gonna end up drilling and doing the same sort of whatever they're called, the screw-in style rivets, so that easily removable. If we shatter one, can replace it. And that's pretty much it for today. So I'll catch up with you once we're working on the Banana. And we are back. So I just swapped the fuel pump in this real quick. Did kind of mean to film it, but I forgot to pull the camera out and actually film it. So we got a brand new Continental Larry in there. Shout out FCP. And hopefully that fixes the sputtering and dying out while driving issue. Can't really pin it down to anything other than a fuel pump just going. Everything electrical wise was tight and looked fine, so I think it's just the fuel pump. We'll see. And today it is Friday is it the 13th? No, I think it's the 14th. I don't even know. But Banana has been testing my patience for real. So hadn't driven it since DOD decided to take it out, do some laps around the neighborhood, get the thing shaken off, ready for the drift event coming up on the 22nd. And it decided to have issues. So I was driving up 34, car died, ended up on the side of a pretty busy road with cars flying by, and car was completely dead, no electricity anywhere. It was very weird. So I checked over all the grounds, positives, any connection that could be relating to power, and the car randomly fired up. So then limped it up the road and it died again on a side road, but luckily wasn't too far from home, so I just called my dad and he flat towed me home with the truck, and now we're here. Last weekend I threw in a new fuel pump thinking that potentially it was just a dying fuel pump, and that's what we were running into. Fuel pump didn't solve the issue, so today we have a fresh alternator, and we got a whole bunch of gaskets for the top end. That's obviously not gonna be to do with getting it to run, but this car has been leaking oil since I turboed it because the front timing gaskets I actually installed wrong. You're supposed to use like a little flat edge piece of metal to clamp them down correctly, and I did not. So got our work cut out for us, and we got a Friday off, so it's a 3-day weekend. I'm super stoked. Gonna try to get this thing running nice, all prepped today. Gotta get the skirts on, and we'll go from there. So right now, I'm gonna throw a battery charger on it because it is dead as a nail, and get it fired up. What's also weird is, since I believe it's the alternator is so bad, the car has like a crazy parasitic draw, so it's just absolutely killing the battery in 5 minutes. But I'm gonna throw an alternator in, maybe a new battery. It's already actually a brand new battery that was supposed to be for the JZ car, that's been sitting on a tender waiting for that, but now it's in 318 because this car's being a pain. JZ car isn't gonna be on the road for a few more weeks. And I'll catch you guys up with that shortly, but car's been a nightmare. So let's get this going, and I'll see you in a sec. All right, so plans changed. I was gonna pull it in the garage, but I can't even get this battery to get enough juice in it to be like happy turning the interior lights on. So what we're gonna do is disconnect the battery real quick and hook up the slow charger to it, because it is a brand new battery. I highly doubt it's defective out of the box, but I never hooked it up to any other cars before this one, so I guess I really don't know. I guess Telltale could be hook it up to either the 5 or the JZ, try to crank it. But I'm gonna swap the alternator right here just so that I can let the battery charge, and it's actually pretty nice out today. it's not horribly cold. So I'm gonna get to work, and I'll catch up with you in a second. And we are back to Lock City prepping the banana. We got good news. I got it running the other day. Turned out that it was actually a coil pack error. So what was happening was once it got hot, it started misfiring, and then it would just lose complete power to the ignition. So swap coil packs, and we're back. Right now we are actually ripping apart the whole front end. Going to be putting new gaskets on all this because at Vibes the gaskets blew out, so I caked it with Gasket Maker, and we've been rocking it like that for a while, but it's definitely not the move. So run into a couple little issues. The turbo gasket was shot, so it disintegrated when I took the downpipe and flange off, so not ideal. And well, other than that, yeah, it's been pretty smooth, but gonna empty the coolant shortly and take the valve cover all the way off. I have the bolts all loosened, but figured drain coolant and do all the stuff that could get schmutz around the engine bay while it's still attached, and then we'll tackle that in a minute. For the gasket, what I'm probably going to end up doing is either cutting a beer can for the time being, because since it's aluminum, it should sandwich down, but what I may also do is overnight some gaskets off either Amazon or wherever. All it is a T28, T25 turbo gasket. I don't really know why I didn't stock up with spares of these because they're pretty notorious for blowing out. So we're gonna get to work on this. Well, keep working, and I will catch up with you shortly. Hopefully get the valve cover off and everything off within the next little bit, but I might grab some lunch first because it's already like 12 something, so I don't know. It's been a morning with trying to find this gasket. I've called like 5 different parts stores. Nowhere has it. Nowhere sells just like exhaust gasket material that you can cut. And it is Sunday, and we have an event next Saturday, so there's 5 days. So yeah. Alrighty, so as you can see, things have escalated. We have everything off, so pretty much ready to re-gasket it up. Just cleaning up the old RTV because it was nasty, but I should have shown the misalignment because it's kind of important to know if you're following my channel and you're following it because of M42 stuff. Odds are if you're turboing it, you're going to have this front timing cover off, and that is going to be to weld the turbo drain onto. Unless you go a different route. I mean, this is just if you're copying my setup. So when you go to torque this down, see how head's nice and straight there. So you have to get the plate to sit exactly flush with it. So kind of a pain in the ass, but what we're gonna do is get like a flat piece of metal. This is what one of my buddies was telling me. He said use a flat little piece of metal, pop it in there, and get everything nice and seated. Put a little bit of gasket maker around everything, and start to torque down the valve cover, which is then gonna clamp down the like timing face. So hopefully this is the route that makes this not leak anymore, because we're dealing with like pretty crazy amounts of oil dripping out. I would go rip it around town and I would lose like 1/8 of a quart or 1/4 of a quart. A full track day I would be burning through or leaking out like 1 quart of oil, which obviously don't want to be doing. But yeah, down at Summit Point and everything, I was putting like 1 quart of oil in it per day. So that's not what we want to do. That's not healthy for the motor. And today, hopefully we're going to take care of that. But I'm stoked with how clean this top end still is. I mean, I do oil changes on it every 1,500 to 2,000 miles because since it does get pretty much just raged on every time that it gets driven, and it's drift events pretty much most of the time, I figure every event or every other event, I pretty much swap the oil because it's a preventative measure that keeps the motor happy. So yeah, we got a bit of work ahead of us, but I'm pretty stoked at how clean this has all come apart. So far, we've just been dealing with sourcing a new gasket, which doesn't seem like anybody local has one, so I ended up just overnighting one off Amazon, and well, I ordered one that's a Garrett one because that was available to get here tomorrow, and then they had a 10-pack that had like 300 comments of 5 stars. So I decided to send it and have spares. And then if I'm at the track, and I know a couple of my friends have similar turbo setups, so they're T25, T28. If they have an issue, I have spares. So I picked up 10 of those. I highly doubt I'll go through 10 in any reasonable amount of time, but the more the merrier. And once we get everything regasketed, the only other thing that I really want to do while I have this somewhat apart is tighten up those exhaust manifold bolts. I mean, I think they're tight, but just go over them with a socket real quick, make sure it's good to go. And I think we're going to be jamming. So I'll catch up with you shortly, and I'm going to keep rocking out in the garage. Alrighty, so it is the next day. Everything is fully together. I did everything yesterday. I literally just walked out here, and this is what we were waiting for. So now we got the gasket, and got to slap it on there, reassemble the exhaust, and bleed the cooling system, and we should be good to go. So gonna get to work, bolt check rear end quick, bolt down the coil pack, take out the old one because I literally just popped it in as a test and it worked. Things left before the event, swap the wheels because I got fresh fronts and rears. I think maybe I showed a clip of that, I don't even know, honestly. And then I got a new battery, so got to do a battery tie down because my old one is just not going to work for that setup. So got to do that and put the exhaust together, swap the wheels, and we're pretty much done. Pop the little heat shield on, and ideally find the other spring for that heat shield because when I started it looked like it was there, but now it's not, and I'm almost wondering if it went in that bucket of coolant. That'd be unfortunate. All right, this is the closeout of the video. Thank you guys for tuning in, sticking in this long. Video was really all over the place, but it is now Thursday before the drift event. We got drifting on Saturday. Gonna be leaving here at about 4:45 in the morning because it's like a 2-hour drive. Towing it up with the GX, and yeah, I'm gonna be making a quick video when we're up there. Try to do some nice in-car footage in the fellas' cars, and just a good Lock City video. I feel like I haven't done like a solid Lock City drift video in a minute. So Banana's feeling good, it's looking all right. I might have time to throw the actual E36 skirts on because these are off of an E46 and I cut them because with my old angle setup I had all sorts of fenders and crap cut up there. So not what you want to do, but I don't know, I'll try to make it look a little bit nicer, but no guarantees. And I will see you guys on Saturday. Peace.
Good times with the bros and the shit, and we roll with the cars, and it goes like, I don't wanna be lonely tonight. Don't wanna be lonely tonight. Don't wanna be lonely, so I spend some time with my homies. I don't wanna be lonely tonight. Don't wanna be lonely tonight. Don't wanna be lonely, so I go and spend some time with my motherfucking homies.